Well, welcome to the Cinnabar. Now, it's just a beautiful midwinter day here in the high country. And we've got a forecast for snow tonight and sub-zero temperatures tomorrow. So I just couldn't stand being cooped up in the shop today. I had to get something out here and go do some shooting. Now, I've been getting some flack from the 86 fans out there that we haven't been giving enough love to the Winchester Model 1886. So today I grabbed three pretty special 86s, all three of them are late production, all three takedowns. We've got a 4570 takedown extra light, a standard takedown 33 WCF, and what's kind of unusual for a late model 86, an octagon barreled 4082 crescent butt 86. So we'll talk a little bit about these, take a little closer look at them, and of course we're going to shoot them. Now, all three of these rifles were manufactured between 1905 and 1908. And by that time, the sales of the 86s had waned pretty dramatically, with its little brother, the 1892, coming out and gaining in popularity, of course the immense popularity of the 94, and to a lesser extent the 1895s. There just weren't a lot of 86s being sold. And one of the big knocks on the 86s is a very heavy rifle to carry. And of course it had to be. It came in some pretty powerful cartridges, clear up to a 5110 caliber. But in order to try to boost sales a little bit on these 86s, about 1905, when these were produced, Winchester started making them in a little lighter weight version. So we see here the first one up is an extra lightweight in 4570. They have some weight savings on them. The shotgun butt, of course, is a little lighter than the crescent steel butt plate, and of course you can see the rapid taper 22-inch barrel. Now, these extra lightweights were standard in 4570. They could be ordered in some of the other cartridges, but 4570 like this one was standard for these. Now, if you look at the 33 caliber that came out about this time, and by the way, this is an excellent deer hunting cartridge. They don't have the collector following that, say, the 4570 or some of the larger ones do, but if you're a deer hunter, this is a dandy, and I think one of the most underrated cartridges that the Winchester made. Now, you see, this is a very similar configuration to the extra light. The big difference is it has a 24-inch barrel standard in the 33 caliber. So this is a standard 33 caliber. Now, you could order the 33 caliber with the extra lightweight, and there are extra lightweight 33s out there, but a lot of people mistake the standard 33 caliber for the extra lightweight because they look so much similar with a lot of the same features. Now, I mentioned that it's kind of unusual to see what we would expect this configuration to be in an earlier gun, but this one actually is a little later model than the 33 caliber. So most likely somebody or some gun store ordered this one the way it is. Pretty special gun, really. The octagon barrel takedown, and this one's got the close coupled double set triggers. Now, the 86s, when they originally came out, had just a single set trigger, but about the time the 92s and 94s came out with those close coupled set triggers, then they started putting them in the 86s as well. And we can see all of these have kind of a special sight package. This first one up here, of course, we've got the Model 21 Lyman receiver sight, which is just a dandy sight. We've got a number 4 Lyman ivory bead front sight. Got the same sight on this 32, although this one's a little beat up and missing its ivory bead. Then a King full buckhorn rear sight here. And this last 86 has a Lyman Tang peep sight and a really special King front sight. It has actually 3 posts on a central pin that you can rotate the different sight posts up to the top. Really kind of a fascinating sight. I don't think it probably was factory original on it, and it doesn't mention it in the letter. So we're going to get set up here shortly and take a few shots with these old girls. Now, one of the added benefits to these 3 late production 1886s that we're shooting today is that they all have nickel steel barrels. So they're suitable for your standard smokeless cartridge loads. I wouldn't hot rod them with really hot smokeless loads, but they're just fine for your standard loads. Now the earlier versions that had basically just a mild steel barrel would handle the black powder loads just fine. But it's a little risky to be shooting anything but just cowboy action type smokeless loads through. Now when they needed the stronger material for these barrels for the smokeless loads, what Winchester did was just alloy in some nickel, and in that particular alloy with the steel made the barrels a lot stronger. Now, if you remember, a couple of years ago I did an episode on Cerakoting, and in that one I rolled out my old Plymouth Cuda, which was a factory designed race car designed for the Trans Am racing circuit. And what they did with those in 1970, Chrysler wanted a stronger engine block. So what do you think they did? You guessed it. They put in a nickel alloy, and that's a higher nickel alloy block than the street versions of that same particular car and motor. So what Chrysler did in 1970 to make a stronger block for the race engines is basically the same thing that Winchester had been doing since 1895 when they introduced the smokeless cartridges and the barrels that were capable of handling those pressures. Okay, we'll start off with this 33 caliber, and this isn't a rifle I've shot before, so we're going to go ahead and put it on steel, see if I can see where it's hitting first. This button mag only holds 4 rounds. We're going to shoot 5 rounds out of each, so we've got one in the chamber here to get started. Okay, looks like it shoots a little bit to the right, so let's see if we can get a jug here. Oh, yes we can. It's a little stiff. Okay, we'll get that other steel. Oh, boy, it doesn't want to eject very well. There we go. All right, let's see. We'll get another jug down here on the bottom. Oh, there we go. And steel again one more time. Oh yeah, that's a nice old rifle. It's a little stiff ejecting. I guess we'll have to figure that one out. Alright, now 4570. This is a gun you've probably seen on some different episodes. This is one of my very favorite guns in the Cinnabar collection. Just a dandy. Okay, let's go on steel first. Love the Model 21 receiver sight. Oh, add a little more kick to this one. Okay, let's hit one of them jugs up there. Okay, let's hit another jug. Oh, I pulled it. That was awful. Let's get that further one out there on that old brush pile out there. Oh, and I missed twice with one of my favorite rifles. Okay, so this is just a dandy rifle. Set triggers, takedown, nickel steel barrel for smokeless powder. And the first time I've shot it, I had this one at the Las Vegas Antique Arms Show last week, and I was a little surprised that it didn't sell. But since I brought it home, I figured I was going to shoot it before it does sell. Okay, we'll put it on steel first. Okay, so she's a shooter. Let's see if we can hit that long one out there. Oh, got it. I expected it to do more, but it just punched a hole right through it. Okay, we'll get one of these up close. Oh, what a smooth action. Oh, I love that rifle. Oh. Okay, so I got to admit, I just can't stand not shooting this Takedown set trigger 4082 again. You know, I haven't sighted this rifle in, but it shot awfully well up close. So we put a jug out there at about 125 yards on a snowbank, so when I miss it, I can see hopefully where I'm shooting at. But this is just a dandy rifle. Maybe the smoothest 86 action I have dealt with. Now we're going to set that trigger. Oh, and I didn't see where it hit. Dang it. Okay, we're going to set that trigger. Oh, hit it. Okay, let's set that trigger. Right above it. Okay, so out of 4 shots we hit it twice. You can see it's leaking out right here, and then we got another one right up here. So wasn't a great group, but I was kind of probing around trying to see where it hit. 2 out of 4 offhand at 125 yards with a rifle that hadn't been sighted in. Not too shabby. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. It was certainly a fun one for me. Until next time, happy trails from the Cinnabar.